I didn't leave you hanging there too long on the black screen, but we're good. All right. Hit Alt F4 to record. Yeah, thanks, Dustin. Thanks. All right. Well, anyway, welcome to SeraphShares. This week we're going to be talking about solving the mystery of hardships. I know. It's a tall order. It's a big thing to say, but we've done it. We solved the mystery, or something like that. I don't know. I'm just going to ramble for like 10 minutes, and then you guys can tell me whether or not you think I solved the mystery. So here we go. So everybody goes through hardships, right? Might not always call them hardships per se, might call them like trials or obstacles or just hard, tough times or something like that. I don't know. But the reality is that everybody goes through tough times. No matter who you are, no matter what you believe, no matter how wealthy you are, everyone goes through hard times. Whether it be financially, physically, mentally, spiritually, or all of the above. Could be all of the above. Everybody does, right? So it's important that we're prepared to handle these hard times, right? Because they're gonna come. Like, you're not just gonna live like a great life. There's gonna be some rough stuff. And there's a lot of great advice out there, whether it be from the Bible or just general advice on how to get through hard times. While the Bible should ultimately be our number one source of relief, and of course God in extension with the Bible, but there's also lots of other tips and tricks that can make a big difference as well. But tonight we're not going to focus on that stuff. Instead, we're going to address something that I think is more important, at least for me specifically. It might be true for some of you as well, but we're going to talk about it. So sometimes it doesn't matter how well you know how to get through hard times. Sometimes reading our Bible and praying more than we ever have before, it just doesn't feel like they're doing much, even though that we know they are, even though we truly believe that they are. Sometimes it's still incredibly hard to get through whatever you're going through, even if you're doing everything right. Because sometimes we just want to know why, right? Why is what's happening to us happening? Now, why is it happening now? Why is it happening in this particular way? Why is it happening when it looked like something else was just around the corner, and now we've got to deal with whatever this is? And why have we been asking ourselves all these questions for so long with no answers and no resolution? If you're anything like me, you're less concerned with the what, and you're more concerned about the why. You know how to get through hard things, and you know that in time everything will be okay if you just keep trusting God. But why? Why are you going through what you're going through right now? The mystery is what we, or at least what I think about, what some others might think about, more than the what. So the mystery is what we think about, right? It's something that I will lie awake at night thinking about when I'm going through trials. And I know it's just for a season. I know that everything will be all right in the end. But why is what's happening to me? Why is it unfolding in this way? And I'll scour my mind for answers, thinking through every detail of the situation, trying to figure out what in the world I'm supposed to be learning from this situation and what I can do to make it better. But the mystery, more often than not, eludes me. Sometimes I'll go as far as starting to blame myself, like I'm missing something, and that if I could just see whatever it was, then it would all make sense and everything would be okay. But for whatever reason, I'm just not seeing it. And I doubt things that I thought I knew. I challenge thoughts that made sense in the past to me, and all to find out why in the world it is that what I'm going through is unfolding in this very unfortunate way that it is. And to be honest, I rarely find all those answers that I'm searching for. I never find some truth that I've been missing. I never have some epiphany that suddenly makes everything better. It's not often that I'm able to solve the mystery. And let me be clear that the things that I question are very, very rarely like my faith as a whole, right? I usually just start second-guessing preconceived thoughts about a situation because none of it's making sense anymore. The way that my brain works is that in order for me to not worry about something, I have to like reconcile it in my head in some way or another. So if I come to a conclusion about something that helps me understand it, even if it's just like a little bit, and then down the road, that conclusion that I made that allowed me to like be at peace about it, if that conclusion is for some reason no longer valid, then I worry about it again. It doesn't matter. The worry just comes back. So what do? We've come to this conclusion, and the conclusion doesn't work anymore. There's no point in coming to conclusions because we're probably going to be wrong anyway. So what do? We have to decide that we don't need to know. I know that sounds really simple, but it's true, and it's sometimes hard for us to realize. We have to release control of the situation because sometimes there's just nothing we can do to make it any better except to stop worrying and to start thinking to start thanking God that we're not the ones playing the cards. You know, if I was deciding everything in my life, I'd be done for. GG. No chance. I'm done. Over. It's a good thing I'm not running the show. You know, I don't worry about things that most people tend to worry about. Like, I mean, I quit my job to invest 100% in the God Squad ministry. I have no idea how long it'll be before we get to a point where I can actually start getting paid through that. I have no idea if my savings will last as long as I'd like them to, but that doesn't worry me. That doesn't worry me because God has put me in a position to breathe life into this ministry, and I spend every week doing my part to make the God Squad ministry the best it can be. And I know that there are amazing people running right alongside me towards the same goal. I'm not worried about that. But the things that are completely outside of my control and the mysteries that we try to make sense of, we have to release them to the God who orchestrates it all. Because he knows exactly why you're going through what you're going through. He knows exactly why it needs to happen the way it's happening. And it might not make any sense. You might be going through the worst thing you've ever gone through, ever. But God knows exactly why you're going through it. It's no mystery to him. And ultimately, there's one amazing thing that should come out of every hardship. Because in those times, we have to cling to God. It's the only way to make it through. The reason why I can give up worrying about the why is because I know that even though I'm confused, and even though I have no idea what the future holds, I know that the hardship is forcing me to cling to God. And that because of that, I'm reading my Bible more diligently. I'm praying more than I had ever had before, and praising God for the things that he's blessed me with. You might be going through something hard right now. It might not make any sense. It may even make you angry. But God is there. He's ready to carry the weight of your burden because it was never meant to be yours to carry. It was never meant to be your burden. Your trials are not your own because God looks down on what you're going through and he sees the end result. And he's asking you, would you just trust me? Would you just trust me? The why doesn't matter. We may never know the full extent of why we're going through what we're going through. But God does. And I take comfort in that. I take comfort in that because if I can release control of the situation to God and give it completely to him, then it's no burden of mine. So when I'm faced with something that's out of my control, I trust that God has a plan, and I read my Bible, I pray diligently, so that I never forget that God has a plan, and that he knows what's going on, and that because of that, there's really not anything to worry about. I could probably keep rambling for longer, but we'll go ahead and end it here. You know, SeraphShares isn't supposed to be that long. But that's what I've been wrestling with lately. It's what I've been thinking about. Hope you guys were encouraged. Hope you learned something. Thanks for joining us on SeraphShares. If you learned something this week, let me know in the comments or in the chat if you're here live. Remember, share the wisdom. But yeah, that's gonna be it for SeraphShares this week. Let's come on back next week at the usual time of Wednesday nights at 8:30. So that's it. That's it. I gotta work on these outros. I always say that. But yeah.